Hi, my name is Sydney, and this is my demonstration speech, and today I'll be showing you guys how to change out a light switch. This is you guys are my audience. So the first steps that we're going to do is we're going to take off the light switch cover, which I've already done, and then you're going to go ahead and unscrew the light switch from the socket. And once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and pull it out and expose the wires. And then using the non-contact voltage detector or any kind of like tester you have, you're going to go ahead and see that one of them is non-hot while the other one is hot. That's because of the electrical current that's flowing through them right now because we still have the electricity on in the room. I'm going to go ahead and have my dad turn it off. That way it makes the procedure safer for when I switch out the light switch and I don't have any electrical shocks that happen during the whole switching out. So if my dad wants to go ahead and turn off that breaker really quick for me. And while he's doing that, I'll just go ahead and explain some wires and everything while he's doing that. So this bottom one right here is called the switch leg, and that's going to be the wire that when you turn it on, they both become hot because you've activated that electrical current in both of them. So when it's off, it's not hot. This one's going to be your hot switch, so that one will always have an electrical current flowing through it. So it's always, unless you turn the breaker off, then it's not going to be hot anymore. And then this one over here with the little green screw is going to be your ground wire. And that's going to be if your hot wire ever hits anything metal or if it just malfunctions in a way that's not supposed to work. That ground wire will act as your safety net and make sure that it just kind of shuts it off and it doesn't cause any harmful electrical power things to happen. So now that my dad's turned it off, you can see that both of them are no longer hot. So we can go ahead and unscrew the wires from the little guys. You're going to want to start with your hot wire first, just in case there is still any electrical currents. That way you don't shock yourself. So once that's out, you're going to use either an electrical cap or electrical tape to just kind of plug it up and make sure that it's still just safe. So you're just going to kind of put it on and just screw it in there and then just push it off to the side. And then you're going to do the same thing with the bottom one. This one you don't have to have a cap on just because there's no electrical current going through it. And the same thing with the ground wire. You can put them on there, but it's not necessary. It's kind of stuck on there. There we go. Okay. Then once you get it all unplugged and everything, you're going to take your new switch, making sure it's in the off position. That way, again, if there's anything still flowing through this plug right here, it's not going to shock you or anything like that. You're always going to want to start with attaching your green switch, your ground wire, back into it. The green wire is always going to be green. It might be in different spots, but it's always going to be a green one. That's how you know which one's your ground wire. And you're just going to kind of hook it on there and screw it back in. And then you're going to take your switch leg, and there's little plates on this switch cover, so that way you don't have to hook it around the screw. You can just kind of put it under the plates and then screw it back in. It's just an easier kind of process for it. And then you're going to take the cap off and just attach it again under that plate to the top screw. And you're just going to tighten it back up again. And then once all those are back on, I can go ahead and have my dad turn back on the breaker. I'm gonna actually push this guy in a little bit more. Alrighty. So now as you can see, they're both still not hot because the breaker is still off. So now I'm gonna have my dad go and turn back on that breaker. I'm gonna go ahead and push that back into the wall. And then while my dad goes and turns that back on, I'm just gonna have like a little fact for you guys about changing electrical switches. There's no actual real fire hazard with changing electrical switches, just because it's one of the safer it's a safer component of current electricity. So if it ever were to like malfunction, or like the wires never like connected properly, the ground switch would be that safety net, and it would kind of turn off the wire so it wouldn't activate a fire. If a fire ever did occur, it would just kind of warm up the plastic, and that's how it would. It would never because of the electricity in it. So now that he's turned it back on, we should have again that hot wire and the not hot wire. And then as you can see, when I turn the light switch on, it turns the light on. And then, so then this has been my demonstration speech on how to switch out a light switch. Once you've put it all back together, you just kind of put it back in, put the screws on, and then put the light switch cover back on, and you're all done. And that's how you switch out a light switch. I hope you guys can use this information going forward, and it's helped you learn a little bit.